Well, the general election may have seemed a surprise entry, but the Aurora Borealis? What?
Aurora Borealis is the northern lights. They're, by all accounts, beautiful, and that's something I want to do before I die, is see the northern lights.
I think people are fascinated in the Aurora Borealis because it's so unusual, especially in the UK where we don't see it very often. It's a natural phenomenon. You can go and stand and see it, and it fills the sky. It moves, it changes, it dances, it comes, it goes. You can't control it. And it's something which there's nothing else quite like it. Now here in the UK, we don't get to see it very often, but when we do, it's something really unusual. I think people really get quite impressed when they see it. Up in the Arctic Circle, they get to see it every few nights, and perhaps it's a little less spectacular, but those people have got used to it, and the Aurora Borealis is part of folklore and myth and legend and has been for centuries.
From what I can gather, the Northern Lights is a constellation of stars that at certain times of the year kind of dance before your eyes.
It's got nothing to do with that. The aurora is caused by charged particles which originate from the sun. So the charged particles basically come downwards, hit the atmospheric gases, and because these particles then give some energy to the gases have to release that energy somehow, and that's done by emitting light of various colours. In many ways, the aurora is just like a TV screen. The energetic particles which come down and hit the top of the atmosphere are very much like the electrons which get shot out the back of a TV screen to hit the very back of the fluorescent surface and then cause that surface to glow. Well, this is one of our magnetometers, and so this is measuring the magnetic field strength and direction all around us as I'm speaking. Measurements from this are then taken down this line and go off into our control computer. Well, once it's recorded, the magnetometer data gets sent back here to the university and gets processed by our computer system and then put on the web for anyone to see. What people who are interested in aurora are really wanting to see is when there are large disturbances and the magnetic field we measure is very different to what we'd expect to see normally. And from this you can see that on this particular day, and this is 24 hours, the day was very quiet in the majority, but actually towards the end of the day we started to see large disturbances, which in this case triggered one of our amber alerts, and then towards the very end of the day, just before about 10 o'clock at night, we saw a very large disturbance which was big enough for our computer system to recognise it as a potentially interesting event. Aurora Watch has just over 20,000 subscribers. When interesting things are happening, we send out an email alert which you can then forward to your mobile phone. If you get issued a red alert like that, then there's probably quite a good chance that if you go and look at a clear, dark sky, you'll see some kind of auroral activity.
I think the internet would sort of tell you how to see them, what they are, the best times of year to go and find out where, which countries are the best place to see them. Scotland
is a really good place to see the aurora. You get generally quite dark skies, especially in winter when it's cold and you've got nice clear skies. You get beautiful shots like this. Again, this gorgeous green aurora, quite diffuse, and again over a town with the town in shot. So you can see you don't need to be absolutely in the middle of nowhere to do this. People send in photos from as far south as South Wales and Cornwall, so you can really see it from anywhere in the UK. Basically, if you're a bit further north, you have a better chance, but you can see it everywhere. In the UK, you can probably expect to see aurora like this a couple of times a year. And a good way of being able to tell if you've got aurora is if you can see stars through the aurora, then you know you're not actually looking at some illuminated cloud. You're actually seeing the glow in the atmosphere, and then behind those, up in space, you're seeing the stars.
I'm not surprised it's on the list because I think it's a really interesting subject matter. I think there's a real mystery. I'm not surprised they're on there at all. I think they're fascinating.